Hi guys, welcome to my channel today. So today's video will be about sleeves. We'll be making simple basic sleeves. So we'll be making two types of sleeve, the short sleeve and the long sleeve today. So to get started, I am using this piece of stay, this piece of leftover stay. I'm using it as my pattern paper. So I'll be starting with the short sleeve first. So if you look at the edge of the stay, I've marked out a straight line about half an inch as my starting point. So from there I came down by 3 inches. It's a very simple, easy way I cut my sleeve. So I just came down by 3 inches and I rolled the line across. So this is to give me my sleeve cap. So from there I placed 4 inches on the first line I drew. So 4 inches there for my sleeve cap as well. Then on the second line, that is the bottom line, I took my round hole measurement, my armhole measurement, that is the bicep. Measure your bicep and divide it by 2, and I added extra 1 inch for allowance and ease. So that'll give me 8 right there. Okay, so marking out my 4 inches earlier. So I'm going to place my pattern master and use the curve to get my sleeve cap. So guys, my marker was not really marking well, so I had to switch marker. You can see it's not marking well at all. So I had to pause the video and go and get another marker. So here I am with the new marker, and I continue from where I stopped. See, I'm just getting a curve from the bottom line from the bottom line where I marked 3 inches earlier to the 4 inches I took on the first line, which is my starting point. So you can see we already have a curve, a slanted line there. So I went over to below the biceps, or how do you call this place, just at your muscle, your hand or your arm. Yes. So I took the measurement there plus extra inches for allowance. Then this is because this is a short sleeve, so anywhere the sleeve ends, just take your measurement there. So I'm connecting all the points together, and this is it. This is our sleeve all mapped out. So I'm just going over to cut it out. So this is it, guys. This is the simple method I use to cut my sleeve, my short sleeve. Very easy and simple method to cut my sleeve. So you can see the sleeve cap there, I used 3 inches down. That's the second line. So the full length of the sleeve is about 10.5 inches long. It's a short sleeve, a very short sleeve. So this is it for the sleeve, guys. So today we'll be making two types of sleeve. I said the short sleeve and the long sleeve. So let's go over to make the long sleeve. Okay, for this long sleeve I'm using a different fabric, just a leftover fabric, just for the sake of the tutorial. So just take the sleeve length, just measure the arm of the person you are making the sleeve for. So from the top of your shoulder, place your tape and measure up to your wrist. And I marked out 22 there. So 22 inches for the full long sleeve. So after doing that, I'm going to come down to take my second line, just like I did on the first sleeve. Just before then, I already marked out my 4 inches as usual, where I'll be getting my curve from. So now I'm marking on this long sleeve I decided to use 4 inches. If you take note, on the first short sleeve I used 3 inches. On this one I use 4 inches, depending on how much curve you want. So I use 4 inches for this second line, and I've already marked out my 4 inches. So next I'm going to place my round armhole measurement, my round sleeve measurements divided by 2 plus 1 inch extra allowance for ease. Then I did the same thing I did. It's basically the same with the short sleeve, the same method. The only difference is that this one is a long sleeve while that one is a short sleeve. So using my curve to mark out the round part of the sleeve that will be attached to the armhole of your shirt. So I'm marking out my round sleeve measurement divided by 2 plus extra 1 inch allowance. I'll give me 10 there. I'm not really using any body's measurements. This is just for the sake of this tutorial. When you are doing yours, you use your actual measurements. So I came down just before the wrist. I took another measurement there, divided by 2. So you know, as your hand is going down, it will be getting slimmer and slimmer until you get to the wrist, which is the smallest part of your sleeve, of your long sleeve. So my sleeve, I divided my wrist measurement by 2. I also added extra 1 inch allowance. So I'm just connecting the lines, the markings together with a slanted line. So you can see that the top part of the sleeve is wider than the bottom part. So here you have it. So just to be sure, just take your tape and mark out your measurement. See, my wrist is very tiny, so I have about 10 inches there with ease already. 10 inches. So 10 inches divided by 2 will give me 5 inches. So plus extra 1 inch allowance, that will give me 6. That is 6 on a fold. So I put it on the marking there, and it's the same 6 inches. So we are good to go. Now I'm just cutting out what I have. So what I'm doing here, I'm just making sure my sleeve is going to fit into my armhole of my shirt. So I use my tape to measure it, to make sure that it's enough. I have enough. It is better you have excess than having shortage. So it's okay, it's more than enough. So I'm just cutting it out. I'm just cutting out the top part that's going to fit into the armhole. And there you have it, guys. That is all for this long sleeve. It's basically the same thing with the short sleeve. The difference is just the length. So this is a short sleeve, and this is also the long sleeve over there. So the white one is the short sleeve, and the green fabric is for the long sleeve. So guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you find it helpful, please subscribe, like my videos, share with friends, and I'll see you next time.